Welcome back to our history channel. Today, we're taking a journey back to the 12th century, a time of knights, castles, and chivalry. Join me as we delve into the fascinating world of the knights of the 1100s. Segment 1, The Rise of the Knight. In the 1100s, knights were the backbone of European feudal society. These skilled and heavily armed cavalry warriors held a unique position in the medieval hierarchy. They weren't just soldiers, but also held land granted by lords in exchange for military service. Picture this, a knight, clad in gleaming armor, mounted on a powerful warhorse. The knight's duty was more than just swinging a sword. They were expected to embody the ideals of chivalry. Segment 2, The Code of Chivalry. Chivalry was more than just a set of rules, it was a way of life. Knights were expected to follow a strict code of conduct that emphasized virtues like honor, loyalty, and courtesy. They were defenders of the weak, champions of justice, and devoted servants of their lords. But it wasn't all about brute strength. Knights were also skilled in arts like music, poetry, and dance. This well-rounded education was considered essential for a true knight. Segment 3, The Battlefield. When the clash of swords echoed on the battlefield, knights were the heart of the action. In the early 1100s, they were the heavy cavalry, charging into enemy ranks to break formations. The sight of a group of knights in full armor galloping toward the enemy was a terrifying one. As tactics evolved, knights began to incorporate ranged weapons like crossbows and longbows. They adapted to the changing battlefield, showing their versatility beyond just close combat. Segment 4, Orders of Knights. The 1100s also saw the rise of various knightly orders, each with its own purpose and mission. The Knights Templar and the Knights Hospitaller are two of the most well-known examples. These orders combined military service with religious devotion. The Knights Templar, for instance, not only fought in battles but also managed vast estates, contributing to economic development during their time. The orders left an indelible mark on history, especially during the Crusades. Segment 5, The Realities of Chivalry. Now, let's talk about the romanticized idea of chivalry versus reality. While some knights embodied the noble ideals of chivalry, others were less concerned with honor and more focused on personal gain. It's important to remember that chivalry wasn't universally practiced in the same way. Segment 6, The Training of a Knight. Ever wondered how one became a knight? It wasn't as simple as donning armor and picking up a sword. The process of becoming a knight, known as knighting, was a rigorous journey that began in childhood. Young boys from noble families often started as pages in a lord's household. They learned etiquette, manners, and basic combat skills. As they grew older, they became squires, serving an experienced knight. This apprenticeship period was crucial for learning the art of combat, horsemanship, and the intricacies of chivalry. Segment 7, The Role of Women. When we think of knights, we often envision men in armor. However, women had a significant role to play in the knightly world too. Noble women weren't just damsels in distress, they managed estates, handled finances, and sometimes even took up arms to defend their homes in times of need. Overseeing estate management. Some women even became knights in their own right, though it was rare. One such example is Joan of Arc, who led the French army to victory during the 100 Years' War. Her story is a testament to the fact that the ideals of chivalry weren't confined to gender. Segment 8, Castles and Strongholds. Knights needed places to call home, and that's where castles came into play. Castles were not only defensive structures but also symbols of power and authority. They served as centers of administration, protection, and occasionally, conflict. Castles had various features, including drawbridges, moats, and battlements. Knights, as protectors of these fortifications, ensured the safety of those within their walls. Segment 9, The Crusades. The 1100s were marked by the Crusades, a series of religiously motivated military campaigns in the Holy Land. Knights played a central role in these endeavors, fighting to regain control of Jerusalem and other sacred sites from Muslim forces. The Crusades had a profound impact on the medieval world. They introduced European knights to new military tactics, weaponry, and cultures. Knights who participated gained valuable experience and knowledge that they brought back to their homelands. Segment 10, The Decline of Knights. As the medieval era progressed, changes in warfare, economics, and politics began to shift the role of knights. The rise of gunpowder, for instance, weakened the effectiveness of heavily armored cavalry. Additionally, the consolidation of power in the hands of kings and centralized governments reduced the need for the decentralized feudal system. The 1100s marked the height of knighthood's influence, but over time, their role evolved. As the Middle Ages gave way to the Renaissance, the concept of chivalry endured, even if its practical application changed. Segment 11, Legacy and Influence. The legacy of knights from the 1100s lives on in various ways. The ideals of chivalry, while evolving, continue to inspire discussions about ethics, honor, and duty. Even in modern times, phrases like knight in shining armor evoke a sense of heroism and nobility. The influence of knights can also be seen in modern institutions. For instance, the concept of knighthood persists in the form of honors, titles, and orders of merit bestowed by monarchs and governments around the world. Segment 12, Heraldry and Symbols. In the world of knights, symbols were more than just decorations, they were a language of identity and pride. Heraldry, the practice of designing and displaying coats of arms, was essential for knights to distinguish themselves on the battlefield and in society. Each knight's coat of arms was unique, often featuring animals, colors, and patterns that carried personal or familial significance. These symbols were proudly displayed on shields, banners, and even on the knight's armor. Conclusion. And so, we conclude our extensive exploration of the knights of the 1100s. Their realm was one of complexity, contradiction, and unwavering ideals. These knights, with their armor-clad forms and chivalric virtues, continue to be a source of fascination and inspiration. Thank you for embarking on this extended journey with us. If you've enjoyed this in-depth look into history's annals, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop unearthing the treasures of the past. Until next time, remember that the echoes of the past shape the footsteps of the future.